How to network with other comic book collectors. Have you ever wondered how to connect with fellow comic book collectors who share your love for the golden age of comics? Networking with other enthusiasts can be a rewarding experience, especially when you think back to the vibrant comic culture of the 1950s. Let's look at some practical ways to build those connections. First, understand that comic book collecting has always been a social hobby. Back in the 1950s, collectors often gathered at local newsstands or drugstores. Today, you can still find that same spirit in comic shops and conventions. It's all about shared interests. Talk about your favorite publishers from the 1950s, like Timely, which later became Marvel, or DC Comics. Discussing classic characters like Superman and Batman can help spark friendships. Where can you meet other collectors? Local comic book stores are great places to start. These shops have been gathering spots for collectors since the direct market system began in the 1970s. Visiting these stores regularly allows you to meet others who share your passion. Comic conventions are another fantastic option. While large-scale conventions are more modern, the tradition of fan gatherings goes back decades. Today's conventions offer a chance to meet collectors from all over, trade comics, and share stories about the 1950s era. Flea markets, garage sales, and antique shops are also worth checking out. These places are not only great for finding vintage comics but also spots where collectors might gather or share leads. Now, how do you build relationships with other collectors? Start by engaging in conversation. When you see someone browsing comics, strike up a friendly chat about favorite issues or characters from the 1950s. Sharing memories of growing up with those comics can strengthen your bond. Consider trading or loaning comics. If you have duplicates, trading them can build trust and camaraderie. Many collectors have reader copies they protect but are willing to share with others. Joining clubs or online forums is another way to connect. While collectors in the 1950s met in person, today you can join specialized clubs or online groups dedicated to vintage comics. These platforms allow for discussions about distribution history and rare finds. It's also helpful to appreciate the history of comic books. Knowing how comics were distributed in the 1950s through newsstands and independent distributors adds depth to conversations. Sharing stories about how comics were part of your childhood routine can create warm connections with others who lived through that era. Lastly, look for specialty events focused on Golden Age comics or 1950s pop culture. These events attract collectors who value the same nostalgia and can lead to meaningful connections. In summary, networking with other comic book collectors involves frequenting places where comics are sold, engaging in friendly exchanges, trading or lending comics, and participating in communities both in person and online. By honoring the tradition of meeting at newsstands or local shops, you can keep the spirit of 1950s comic book culture alive while enriching your collecting experience.